What's going on, guilty guys and gals? Welcome back to Redemption for the last time. Oh. Now, this one was a lot shorter than a lot of the other Danganronpa stuff I've done that's taken me like a year to get through. But still, it is kind of crazy that we're literally in the epilogue. Also, it's kind of crazy that the epilogue is an hour long. I guess we're going to tie up a lot of loose ends. At least I hope so. Anyway. I see I'm on the title screen. Maybe I'll actually get to show up. Kaede? Hey, I'm already here.
My eyes opened slowly, and I blinked hard.
Blinked hard? How do you do that?
As the light invaded my vision, but the first thing I looked for was...
Ah, my ears.
Shuichi? My entire body felt strange, like it was tied down by weights that were slowly being taken off. That kind of groggy feeling you have after being asleep for a very, very long time. It felt miserable. A kind of numbness that I'd never really experienced before. Like I was dead or something. Like my mind was refusing to linger on anything I just witnessed. But, as I slowly sat up, blinking away the haze in my vision, I was able to put it aside for now. Because I was greeted with the sight of the person I wanted to see the most in the entire world at that moment.
Nice. Kaede, it really is you. We gotta talk about this whole Rantaro thing.
Oh, Shuichi. I thought I'd never see him again, but I'd never been happier in my entire life to be proven wrong. I remembered what I'd been told about the person Shuichi had become and all the things he'd done after I was gone. Shuichi, I'm so proud of you.
Huh? For what?
You did what I couldn't. You stopped the mastermind of our killing game. You ended it. You fulfilled my wish.
Kaede.
I was scared in there, you know. Really scared. But the thought of you kept me going, so thank you, Shuichi.
No, thank you, Kaede. Without you, I never would have gotten as far as I did.
But...
Plus, you fought through 6 trials in there. You've grown too, Kaede.
I guess it's mutual then. As I pulled away from Shuichi, I sat on the edge of my pod. I couldn't help but notice how different he was. Don't get me wrong, it was still the same Shuichi, but he seemed confident, sure of himself. But one other thing was different. You're not wearing your hat! Hey, where's your hat?
Oh my god, I didn't think that was actually gonna be... Okay. Also, this wasn't the clothes I was wearing a few seconds ago. Huh? My hat?
He took it off shortly after your trial. Oh, I have a haircut. Isn't it nice?
Someone was just talking about, I can't remember if that was in the stream or the comments, how Maki's long hair would probably get in the way of her being an assassin. Look, she fixed it just for you.
Maki, how long have you been here? Oh, can it? I just walked in. Why? What were you two doing in here? You know there are like 15 other people. No reason. I just hadn't noticed you. Wow, your hair. What about it? Nothing. It's nice. Oh. Thanks.
She cut it shortly after we were rescued by the Future Foundation. Oh, by the way, Kaede, I've got something important to tell you. None of us are real.
I see. I guess we all have a lot of catching up to do, huh? With Shuichi and Maki there, I remembered one other person who appeared to be missing. Hey, Shuichi, there were 3 of you who survived Danganronpa 53, right? So where's Himiko?
She's still lazy. she's too lazy to come up the stairs to here.
Shuichi and Maki shared an awkward look.
Himiko is not ready to be here. She wasn't ready for this. Not after
Angie. Well, I guess that makes some sense. But she's got Tenko back, right?
Angie. Just hearing her name again made this tight feeling appear in my chest, but again I pushed it away. Was she close to Himiko? I guess I wouldn't know. To be fair, she wouldn't either, though.
She was. This has been really hard for her. For all of us.
I don't know why the video keeps doing that, because I downloaded it, so it shouldn't be, like, fluctuating the quality. That must be in the actual video. I don't know.
I can't imagine. They saw everything, right? They saw Angie forced to suffer as the mastermind this whole time. We only knew for a few hours. In a way, they had it worse.
Well, Angie had it the worst, but... There you go. That's my impression.
I was taken out of my thoughts by the sound of releasing air.
Wait, they didn't all get released at the same time? I mean, I guess, but...
I turned my head to see 4 of the other pods opening.
Do you think Shuichi sped hers up? Like he was pressing the button? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ugh.
Ritaro!
Oh, great. Now we really have to, like, parse all this out. Kaede? Maki? Shuichi?
Shuichi didn't say anything, but gave Rentaro a smile and a nod, which he returned. I don't understand guys sometimes. Why are they doing that?
Oh, not a pleasant wake-up call, huh? But I'm not made of butter, so... Tell me about it. I got a killer headache. Really bad choice of words there, man.
Ah, you're awake.
Makoto, you're like old now.
I looked as Makoto entered the room, going over to Mondo and Leon.
You're probably going to feel a lot worse than the others for a little while. But don't worry, we have a nurse who's been helping the others adjust too. She's the best of the best. And not evil at all. I hope so. My left arm feels all tingly.
That's probably because you were laying on it funny in the pod.
You put... They were clones without personalities. You put them in there, Makoto. This is your fault.
Oh.
Makoto and a few other men in suits came and helped Leon and Mondo stand. They looked pretty wobbly, but eventually they made it out of the room. Ow, 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 ow!
Why does Ibuki not look any different? I mean, I know it's probably just because, like, they're not going to redraw the entire sprites, but shouldn't she be older and also, like, have some sort of Junko something on her?
Ibuki, you're awake! How are you feeling?
Whoa, what was that? Goddamn.
Dizzy, but I'll be okay. Where's Kibo? Kibo's not real, remember? He's still in the program. Oh my gosh, Kibo! I really hope he's...
They just upload Kibo into, like, Gundam or something.
He's fine. His AI was preserved in the shutdown, since it was on a physical USB. Look.
Shuichi pointed over to a monitor, and to our shock... Kibo!
I'm a computer screen now. Hello, Kaede. It's so good to see you made it out. Is everyone else alright?
Okay, I gotta check this. Hold on. Nope, that's in the actual video. I can't do anything about it. Sorry. Sorry. I had to make sure that wasn't like a download error or something, but, you know.
Is everyone else alright?
Yeah, we are. Physically, at least.
He's going to be stuck in the computer for a bit, since he doesn't have a body yet.
Oh my gosh, now I have to do Hajime's. Okay.
But don't worry.
Like, they're the same thing! This is what I get for giving the protagonist the same voice in every game. Now they're all talking to each other. What am I supposed to do?
Don't worry. We've been putting our best man on the job. Kind of.
Kazuichi, I'm guessing.
Hey! Come on, man! This isn't the first robot I've worked on!
Yeah, but the other one was like an alarm clock.
Hey! And what do you mean, my kind of?
I just realized that's not the fault of this game, the reason they don't have any differences to their bodies. That's the anime's fault, isn't it? Because they did that. The only difference is Hajime's got heterochromia now. Whoa, because he's so cool. Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but whatever. That's not even this game's fault. Sheesh.
I turned and saw two men standing in the doorway. I recognized one as Hajime Hinata, but the other... Hajime! Kazuichi!
Loud as ever, huh, Ibuki?
Oh, Ibuki, you are awake!
We came as soon as we heard that shout.
Wait, he's not wearing the eye patch anymore?
Yeah, man, I miss that voice of yours.
Okay, hi Akane.
Ibuki's so happy to see you all! But Mahiru and Gundam are super dead. No. Dearest Ibuki, we're delighted to see you as well.
Your memories between our game and this one should come back to you soon. Till then, everyone else is waiting to see ya.
With the other girl's help, Ibuki was escorted out of the room, giving the rest of us one last wave. So, Shuichi, where do we go now?
We have recovery wings prepared for you. It's where they're probably taking the other survivors. I know where they are. I can show you.
Lead the way, Shuichi. Shuichi took Rantaro and I to a wing in the building. We each had a room with our nameplates on the door.
Wow. I love that. This was a thing I already thought was silly with Danganronpa 2, where Makoto's like,
to fix them, we have to put them through what we went through, but nice.
It's so funny that he'd put like the nameplates on the door, like Hope's Peak and everything. You think it'd be Hajime who'd be like,
we should make it like Hope's Peak, because I love Hope's Peak.
But Makoto, whose only experience there was a horrible tragedy, is like,
man, Hope's Peak really knew what they were doing.
I tried to ignore it when we walked past 11 named rooms I knew would never be filled. Or wouldn't be filled. But they might be if they just do the program again, I don't know. It was a strange feeling I'd been pushing down this whole time. After dropping Rantaro off in his room, Shuichi led me into mine.
Is this, going to be alright? The rooms are sound blocking, so you should get a decent night's sleep at least.
Yeah, it's good. Thanks, Shuichi.
Do you, need anything?
I noticed my hands were shaking. I quickly willed them to stop. No, not at all. Just a few minutes to process, I guess.
Of course. I'll be here if you change your mind.
Got it. Good night, Shuichi.
Good night, Kaede. Man, it's been a long time since I've been able to say that. It's pretty nice.
My eyes lingered on the door as Shuichi closed it with a click, and I just stood there. Little by little, the numb feeling I forced myself to have began to melt away. That was a good thing, right? We made it, didn't we? We're safe. I could finally be happy. I should be happy. I should be happy. Happy.
Oh, there's a cat in here and I didn't even know it. Just jumped up on the bed. Shouldn't make too much noise.
Is that how I felt when my knees hit the ground? Is that how I felt when I curled in on myself?
Good old Danganronpa protagonists.
Everyone has to stay together, but when I need help, I have to bear the burden alone.
Anyway.
Is that how I felt when a raw, loud sob tore from my throat? I didn't cry for just the past few minutes. I cried for the double execution we just witnessed. For everyone who died in the last game. I cried for everyone who died in the first game. Those were old tears. Tears I could never let myself cry until now. I'd always try to keep a smile for others, to give them strength, but I had none left to give. And none left to hold anything back. None of the pain, none of the fear, none of the grief. I lost track of time that night. I sobbed until my throat was hoarse and raspy. My lungs felt like they were on fire. My eyes were puffy and sore. I was only taken out of my daze by a knock at my door.
I'm sure no one will notice that I'm in a sorry state. I wonder who it could be.
Shuichi?
Actually, it's me.
I rubbed at my eyes, shakily standing and walking to the door. I opened it, but it wasn't Shuichi there to greet me. Rantaro?
Kaede, I've got some serious questions about how close you're being with Shuichi after everything we did. Hey, I wasn't expecting you to be awake.
Then why'd you knock so loudly? Same with you. I guess I just couldn't sleep. Rantaro glanced me up and down. Hey, rude! I had a feeling he knew why. There were bags of sheer exhaustion under his eyes as well, even if he was better at hiding it. Whoa! And he flashed like lightning. Do you want to come in?
I thought I already was in, but okay. If you're sure.
I led Rantaro inside my room, and we both sat on our knees on the bed.
Okay.
There were a few minutes of just silence, as we both took in the situation.
Wait, is her window open?
These rooms are soundproof, so no one will hear you when you're crying desperately. Except you did have your window open, so everybody kind of knew, but we're just going to let you have this, okay?
Rantaro was unreadable as ever, but I could feel his misery even if he was keeping his composure.
Kaede, I have to ask you something.
Huh? What is it?
Are you alright?
No, I don't think any of us are alright, Rantaro. How am I supposed to answer that, Rantaro?
What do you mean? Ah, God.
We all became colors for a second there.
I feel horrible, and I feel worse knowing that I feel horrible. What right do I have to feel bad when I survived?
That's not right. It's called survivor's guilt, Kaede. It's a real thing.
Huh?
It's not right. I think we all feel the same.
do?
We all handle it differently, but what we went through wasn't normal. Especially because we went through dying twice. It wasn't anything any person should have to experience.
But you're still so calm. I just finished crying my eyes out.
Like I said, we all handle things differently. Acting like this, it's what I had to do to survive.
But we aren't in a killing game anymore. You don't have to fight to survive now, right?
I guess you're right. But old habits die hard.
You can say that again.
Alright? Old habits die hard.
Yeah, it was better the second time. Rentaro and I stayed there and talked for a while. I lost track of time again, but this time it was for the better. And when we ran out of words... I didn't need to say anything else as we held each other. I just didn't want to be alone. I did make sure to close the curtains first, though. And I wasn't. We were there for each other, just like we had been the whole time.
Ooh, were they kissing or not? We'll never know. I guess we'll find out if they're dating now. It seems how it's 1 year later. Is everybody gonna look different? Probably not, right? Oh god, no. Not an alarm clock.
An alarm clock. True despair.
Wake up!
5 more minutes.
Don't play that sound again, please. I'll die. I died, but I'm back.
Fine, I'm up. I really need to find the volume setting on that thing. I'm still wearing the backpack, though. It's very important. Moving into a new apartment has been harder than I thought. Over the past few months, I realized how much I used to rely on my parents to do things like laundry or the dishes, but I still don't know where the rest of my family is. So many people died or went missing in the tragedy. So most of us have had to find places to live on our own. The Future Foundation helped us set up, at least. I pulled open my bedroom curtains with another yawn, letting the sunlight into the room. Sunshine is one of those things we used to take for granted. I walked over to my desk and pushed aside some of my papers. It was a series of maps and several pages of notes. I really should keep them more organized, especially since this research is so important. But as long as I know where everything is, it's fine, right? Somebody Facebook messaged me! Huh? I curiously opened my laptop, which had made the sound. An email? From who? From me, Monokuma! I doubt it'd be from Shuichi or any of my friends, or even my therapist. They usually just text or call me. So I raised an eyebrow as I read the sender's name.
Good job finding a therapist, Kaede.
Future Foundation?
we I can't remember which stream it was, but we did make a stream once about which Danganronpa characters needed therapy. I wonder where Kaede was on that list. I don't even remember. Anyway. Oh, but it was based on their personalities before the killing games. I should preface that because obviously everybody would need therapy after that, but you know what I mean.
Kaede Akamatsu, we have something important to show you. Please come to the main building at 10 a.m. today. Thank you, Makoto Naegi.
Wow, Makoto does such simple emails.
I quickly clicked on it and my eyes scanned the message.
Kaede, I'm saying the line again.
Okay. I like that this is an official email from Future Foundation. It's so funny.
Makoto. It's been a while since I've seen him. I wonder if he'll have like a beard or something now. That'd be funny. Last I heard, he was planning on becoming the principal of a new Hope Speak Academy. It's been a bit of a controversial decision, but I hope it's going well for him. I took a glance over at my alarm clock again. The Future Foundation's main building isn't too far. If I leave soon, I should be able to walk there. I left my bedroom and headed into the main living area. There was some sheet music and a pencil on the table. Ah, jeez. I really need to finish that one. I picked up the half-finished piece, frowning at it. These are music pieces I wrote in my spare time. I never intend to play them for anyone, though. I wrote these for me. Music has always been a way of expressing my feelings, and the ones I put into pieces like this... I don't think I want to show that to the world. I set it back on the table with a sigh and put my shoes on to leave the apartment. I took a deep breath as I stepped outside. Apparently there was once a time when even clean air was a luxury. The world's rebuilding, though, little by little.
I wonder where these screenshots come from.
Businesses and schools have been springing up, and society is slowly getting back to normal. As I walked, I let my mind wander a bit.
Better watch out for random cars, Kaede. That's how you got into this in the first place.
I can't believe it's been an entire year since the Killing Game. I can't decide if time flew or crawled by. Everyone's gone their own way, some more than others, but I've managed to keep track of most of them. Shuichi, Maki, and Himiko officially joined the Future Foundation after we woke up.
There is absolutely no way Himiko joined the Future Foundation. I cannot believe that. Himiko didn't just like... Well, maybe okay. Maybe they have her as like a consultant or something, and she just spends all the time in her room sleeping or something. I don't know. But I just cannot imagine her as a person to be like, yeah, let's do a bunch of difficult, back-breaking work to rebuild society. Anyway, I guess I can't really see that for Akane either, but Akane at least a little bit more.
I talk with Shuichi the most, but I've caught up a bit with the other two as well. Since they aren't really accepted in society, Ibuki went back to Jabberwock Island with the rest of her class.
That's kind of sad, Jesus.
Well, except for two of them. I hear that she and Sonia are like co-parents to the Devas now.
They really know. Okay.
They don't visit much, but we've spoken over calls a fair amount. I even met some people I hadn't known before, like Sakura Ogami and Aoi Asahina.
So they chose Sakura for the first group. That makes some sense.
Sakura was part of the first Redemption game. She and Aoi run an up-and-coming gym. Makoto's sister Komaru and his friend Toko...
Oh, his Makoto's friend. I was very confused for a second.
Makoto's sister Komaru and his friend Toko Fukawa have been leading an invaluable field research and rescue missions, especially in places still recovering from the tragedy. Ah! I didn't even realize I was at the Foundation until I almost walked right in the door. I walked inside to check in, and when I did...
Surprise!
Montefanny, this coffee has whipped cream!
Oh, jeez. Why? Why would you do this?
What's wrong with whipped cream?
2.
Oh, hell no! You know Mr. Togami hates whipped cream.
The unemployment rate for robotic bears is about to go up exponentially.
Hello, Kaede. 1.
Oh, hey guys.
1.
The Monocubs all gathered around me excitedly.
2.
We once thought they were lost forever, but Kazuichi salvaged their AI that Miyu and Chihiro made, like with Kibo. He rebuilt them, and they've been working here as assistants for a while.
Koide, just in time! We're supposed to take you to...
But before Monokid could finish, the entrance door opened behind me.
Kaede, I'm real now. I'm a real boy.
Kibo!
I've read all of your messages by hacking into the Future Foundation internet database.
I rushed over to him with a bright smile on my face. I haven't seen you since you got the body. How is it?
I have the proportional strength of a teenager now, much better than an old man. It's great, just like I remember. What are you doing here?
I was summoned this morning.
That is strange. I didn't think Himiko could do actual magic. Same here. You don't think it has something to do with...
Who knows? I guess we'll find out.
I just realized. I'm guessing that the maps on Kaede's desk were about trying to find Rantaro's sisters, right? It's been like a year, and they haven't even, like... maybe they went on a trip and it was not fruitful and they came back. I don't know. Anyway.
Follow us.
The Monokub led Kibo and I into a different room, and when I entered... Kaede! Kibo! It's been so long! Hello!
Ibuki.
Why does that sprite look weird to me? I don't know. I think it's just the hair.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you're actually here! Yep. Ibuki got a special invitation, so she sailed over here to see what it was all about. I guess we don't have airliners back yet.
The Deeves? It's so funny that consistently the only character whose name has ever been misspelled has been the Devas. The Dark Divas, the Dark Deeves. It's very funny.
Well, we're really glad to see you. How are the Deeves? I think you mean Devas. Fantastic! Champi can now run the obstacle course we made for the Devas in 14.1 seconds! I'm going to guess that's good.
Very impressive. What was the previous record?
14.3! Oh! That's great, Ibuki. I'm glad you're excited about it.
Whoa, no way. So, I guess we weren't the only ones who got that email. Ah! We turned into colors again.
Leon, Mondo, hi! I think I've gotten a pretty good idea what's going on here now. It's like a class reunion.
Sup, Kaede?
I'm glad to see you. Have you gotten my messages?
Sorry, my message box is so crammed full of all the ladies I've been dating, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I meant to get back to you this morning. I think the piece sounds great.
Oh, glad to hear it. I've never written a collaborative piece before.
And I never performed one, but I think it'll be great. We'll totally rock it.
And how have you been, Mondo?
I've been, working with wood. Not bad, actually. The shop's doing all right. I think Norris brings in more customers than the products, though.
But he's so cute! Ibuki loves doggies! She hopes you can actually visit someday.
I'd like that. Could show you the ropes. Carpentry's harder than it seems, but once you get the hang of it, it ain't so bad.
Are, sales alright?
Kaede, the world got blown up. Everybody needs carpenters right now. Yeah, most people just want tables and chairs, though. The only time the little sculptures sell are when people need paperweights.
Well, as long as you have fun making them, that's what really matters.
It's corny as fuck, Kaede. I need to make money, Kaede, to survive in this new world.
That's fine. I guess some things never change then.
Yep, pretty much. Guess not.
By now, I'd put together the group that was summoned here.
Kaede, I've got great news. We revived Kokichi.
But a few minutes passed and there was still no sign of...
Hey guys, sorry for being late. Oh, hello. Looks like almost all of you made it.
We have something we think you'll want to see. Why do they look weird? Why do they look weird? I'm trying to figure it out. Makoto has Future Foundation sprites. I'm not sure that Kyoko does. Does she? I don't think so. Which is probably why she looks like a mix of art styles. But I'm not sure why Makoto would. Hold on, we're still missing...
Oh, Rentaro? Yeah, he died, sorry.
He's late. He can just join us when he arrives. See, Byakuya looks fine. He's got the thinner lines.
I frowned, but went with the Future Foundation anyway as they led us down a hall.
Okay, Kaede, you go first.
First? Can't we all just go in?
We need you to go in one at a time. It'll be better as a surprise that way.
Why?
Just do it. Just trust me. And be careful once you get inside. They're still a little out of sorts.
Before I could ask what Makoto meant, Byakuya opened the door for me, and all the air left my lungs at what I saw.
Yeah, everybody's here! Everybody's here. Grekyo has short hair. It's a little weird, but alright. I'm surprised they would go out of their way to heal Mukuro, but, you know, good for me.
Oh, look everyone!
What is it, Siren of Songs? I hope no one has been putting my hamsters through obstacle courses.
No way.
What, you didn't know that we survived? I do not remember what voice I did for Mahir in this. Whatever.
Kaede, you all made it!
We'll go with that, sure. We were informed you would be arriving 7 minutes ago. Such tardiness is unacceptable.
Oh my.
Can we move Mahir away from Korekyo? I'm a little worried.
Hello.
About damn time you showed up. I was getting bored hanging out with most of these morons.
Kaede!
What the hell voice did Kaido have?
Kaede! Oh man, am I glad to see you. I knew you'd make it.
Something like that, sure.
How is this possible?
Kaede, you do realize the program. We created that. We could do it again. We still had the blueprints.
If you recall, the Redemption program was infected by the Despair virus, and all the participants were infected with it. As long as it is in a participant, they couldn't be revived. You six were able to escape the program, because we were able to transfer the virus out of you into another participant.
Oh, I just realized Kokichi still isn't here.
But, for the past year, we've been working to see if there was any way to remove the virus from the participants who died in the program. Hajime worked relentlessly to try to find a way. He did? No, I'm lying to you. Yes, and last night, a breakthrough was finally reached. And that's why you gathered us here.
Precisely.
But why did we have to go in the room one at a time? Aren't you going to have to explain this to everybody individually now?
It was Makoto's idea.
Before I could even react beyond shock, someone else came into the door. Mahiru! Gundam?
Why would Ibuki not be privy to this knowledge? I can see them not sharing this knowledge with, you know, the... I guess Ibuki isn't in the Future Foundation, but, like, all of the... I don't know.
Ibuki!
I see the pits of hell have not claimed us yet.
Ibuki had tears in her eyes as she ran over to Mahiru and Gundam, tucking them both into a tight hug.
It's nice, isn't it?
Shuichi, I didn't see you there.
Yeah, people tell me I'm a little, I blend in, you know? Sorry. I was in the corner talking to Kyo.
Strictly no murder, Kyo.
How long have you been here?
I was, the whole time. A bit before you. I've been catching up with people, too.
I was about to reply to Shuichi, but then, all of a sudden...
Bam.
I jumped in alarm as the door was slammed open, and I turned to see who'd done it. Is it true? Is he...
Maki, you cut your hair? Oh, man. I guess I can't date you now. I'm kidding. Makiro, did you cut your hair? That's crazy. You're like the only one of us who's done it this whole time.
You died twice, and that's the first thing you have to say to me?
Yeah, sorry about that. But it's in my character, right?
Idiot.
Yeah, well, that's me.
Kaido pulled Maki into a hug, and they stayed like that for a minute before... Were they, like, together? I didn't know that.
Hey, Shuichi, get over here! Actually, I feel like maybe this is a moment coming.
Kaido waved Shuichi over, and even if I still didn't know all the details, I could just tell how happy the three were to be united. I only turned away when I heard another person enter the room.
No way! Is that...
Hey, are you still wearing my bow? Can I have that back? Oh wait, I have another one. Leon! Leon and Sayaka's approach was slow, hesitant, like neither was sure how to navigate each other's presence.
So, yeah.
I guess the bow was virtual, right? So he wouldn't have it.
Hey, what's so funny?
Nothing. I just thought you might have more to say.
That's the problem. I never decide what I'd say to you if I ever saw you again.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to decide now.
Yeah, guess I will. I'm also happy you're back, Sayaka, by the way. I guess I was probably here to say that, but it's okay.
By the way, how's your, music career going?
Oh, it's, Hey! How did you know I officially started one?
I told you, I'm psychic. Also, Makoto told me.
No, you're not. You just have really good intuition. Holy fucking shit!
What's your language, Mondo?
Mondo!
Let us not dance around our words this time, so I can die again,
The two of them simply stood in front of each other. A few beats of tense silence passed.
Language.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh dear. Well, I've gone and made it awkward.
All of a sudden, Mondo wrapped his arms around Taka and pulled him into a stiff but tight hug. A lot of tight hugging going on. Why don't I get any hugs? I think I could hear them mumbling to each other, but those words were for their ears, and their ears only. There was only one person who hadn't entered yet, and no sooner than I'd thought that.
Mew. Chihiro.
Holy fuck! They totally destroyed my awesome, cool design! Don't worry, Kibo, I'll make you a better body.
Hibo!
They built you a body? What bozo made that? I'll definitely get to work on a new one. I bet that one's shit.
I really hope Kasuichi doesn't overhear that.
They were made for each other, Kaede, okay? The two of them. Anyway.
Mew!
Chihiro.
Mew and Chihiro. Man, we got like a whole ass robot family.
I had a lot of catching up to do. I spent the next while talking with the people here and filling them in on everything. Turns out, Mukuro decided to stay with Makoto and the others at the Future Foundation.
I kind of wish she'd go hang out with the people at Jabberwock Island. I feel like they would be the best people to help her reform.
So did Mew, Kibo, and Chihiro, as they think their inventions can help the healing world. Mahiru and Gundam are going back to the island with Ibuki. Some people, like Kyo and Sayaka, aren't sure what they're going to do yet, but that's fine too.
Hey, if we're all here, where's Angie?
And Kokichi, are they just late?
But they know how to remove the virus now, right? That's what they just said?
They're still in the pod room.
There was a look of confusion on Chihiro's face for a moment, but then it clicked.
I will explain, Chihiro, but know that your sacrifice for him was not in vain.
He swallowed as he weakly nodded with tears in his eyes. I heard him sniffle, as he turned away from the others. Hey, Shuichi, can you take me there?
It's not really my clearance, but... What? Kaede, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I want to see them, even if it's not like this.
Okay.
Shuichi took me back to the program room, the place I'd woken up a year ago. I ran my hand over one of the pods. They were all open now, all except for two. My gaze traveled over to Angie's, where I was surprised to find...
Ah, Kaede. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. You're going to try to make me do energetic things.
Himiko, what are you doing here?
I came to see Angie. She's been here a number of times, actually. Wow, Shuichi, you're putting me on blast right now? That's so weird.
I see.
I'm just gonna guess he whispered that to her or something. It's kind of rude to say.
Shuichi and Maki'd fill me in a little bit on how Himiko was close to Angie. I just can't imagine how terrible that game was to watch, especially for her.
I just realized Is this a thing in V3 too? She has like a hair shine under her hat. How does that work? How's the light getting under there? Anyway. Oh, a chance for me to drink.
And I didn't miss the way Shuichi's eyes flickered to the other closed pod beside Angie's. I don't think he knew I was looking, but I could see in his gaze the weight of regrets and unspoken words. Did Hajime's process not work on these two?
They ran it on them, but it's yet to seem to have affected them. It's probably because they died with the virus in its final stages. It's much harder to remove, if it's possible at all.
I see.
Did Kokichi really die? I guess because they put the virus in him? I don't know.
The silence was suffocating, but what broke it, I never could have expected. Himiko jolted back from the pod, looking in awe as the person inside slowly sat up and rubbed her eyes.
Okay, well, I'm never doing that again.
Angie blinked, looking with wide eyes at her surroundings, as if she was struggling to accept them as reality. Shock kept her frozen in place until a voice cut through the stillness.
Oh my god. I'm alive.
Auntie?
Not anymore. No, she's probably fine, right? Crying.
Stunning all of us, tears began to flow from Angie's eyes as she screwed them closed. A few moments later, she buried her face in her hands, shaking slightly as she cried. None of us said a word. None of us could. There would be time for talking later. For now, Himiko moved to help Angie out of the pod into the recovery room, which she weakly accepted. As I watched them go, I realized Angie was free. She was finally free to let herself break, like I had been before. But with Himiko and the others' help, she might be able to put those broken pieces back together. And just like that, it was Shuichi and I again. I saw his eyes trail to the only remaining pod, and I placed a soft hand on his shoulder with an understanding half-smile. Hey, ready to go? Shuichi swallowed, and was about to respond when...
Yep. No one dies ever! What? Ow! Kaede? I've gotten quite tall all of a sudden.
Kokichi Oma looked around in confusion as he sat up from his pod. My lips parted in shock, and my gaze turned to Shuichi, who looked like he was staring at a ghost. Probably because he's so pale, he looks like one. And when Kokichi finally noticed him...
Hey, Shuichi.
Such simple words were not the first thing I'd expected him to say after everything he told me in the game. But I guess for the first time in his life, Kokichi Oma had nothing more to say. Apparently neither did Shuichi, because after a few beats of just staring, he simply stepped forward and offered Kokichi his hand.
Did I miss something? I'm sorry. Did I miss something between Shuichi and Kokichi? Like, if anything, I got the thought that he was, like, kind of regretful that Kokichi had to live this lie, but they weren't, like, friends. I don't know, whatever.
Kokichi looked at it in disbelief, then up at Shuichi, then back at his hand, then back to me, then back to Shuichi, then to the moment of silence.
Oh my gosh, Shuichi has the Virgin Chad meme pose.
He slowly placed his hand in his. They both have a lot to talk about, but I can't help but think they're going to be okay. I slipped out of the room, leaving them alone for a bit. I needed some fresh air to clear my head. I took a deep breath as I stood outside the building. So many people I never thought I'd see again. I was so happy, but at the same time, I couldn't help but wonder where...
Hey, Kaede. He's got like 12 sisters under his arm. It must be, right?
Hey, there you are.
Rentaro!
Sorry I'm late. I didn't miss anything, did I?
Yeah, I totally didn't miss anything important. Nope. Jeez, Taro, you missed everything. Now I have to fill you in, and it's a lot. Why didn't you show up on time? It's not like you to be late to this kind of thing.
Well, I know it's not, but I think you'll forgive me, Kaede. We did it.
Huh? Did what?
We got the cat to scratch at the door wanting to go out. Give me a second.
To be fair, she almost made it a full hour. It's pretty impressive.
I was going over our work this morning, and I had a breakthrough. They were here in the Foundation the whole time. After some more digging, I found one. I know where she is.
You mean...
Yeah, we're going to find my sister.
Rentaro! Oh my gosh! Really? That's amazing! I'd spent this whole year helping Rantaro try to find his sisters, and it seems like it's finally paid off.
Only 11 more to go.
I could have cried at the way he was smiling. Well, what are we waiting for? I'll start packing right away.
Huh? We?
Of course! Remember what I promised you? No way I'm letting you travel the world alone again. You need someone to help you get out of trouble.
You're gonna do that? I mean, okay. Right. Get me out of trouble. But I have to hold you to that promise. Alright, Kaede, let's do it.
We'll find her, Rantaro. And hopefully the rest will follow. As I stood there, looking off into the distance with Rantaro by my side, I collected my thoughts one last time. This journey has been anything but easy. Mistakes were made along the way, and we all have our regrets. Maybe this isn't the way some people wanted it to end, but we're moving onwards to a new future. Our future, even if that future is unknown. But what I do know is this. I'm not alone. What I went through, even if it was horrible, I have people to heal alongside me. And that's what I want to say to you, too. So, thank you. Thank you for listening to my story, to our stories. Thank you for caring about them, even with their flaws and missteps. If my story helped you, or if it meant something to you, that's the greatest gift I could ever receive. And remember, you're never alone. Even when things seem impossible and dark, someone out there will be a light for you. Even if you haven't found them yet. Because despite everything, despite our ups and downs, we still have each other. And we're finally happy.
The end. There's like 10 more minutes in this video. What the heck's happening here? Credits? Maybe? Alright, what's happening? Seems like credits, yeah. Alright, well. That certainly was an ending. I'm happy that, you know, everybody gets to be happy together. But at the same time, it does cheapen things, certainly. The anime did that with Danganronpa 2 as well. I was happy when the characters of Danganronpa 2 were able to come back to life because I feel like a lot of their deaths were kind of mean. Like they were like really targeted to them, right? But at the same time, again, it does cheapen things. And I think specifically Kokichi's sacrifice is something that probably gets cheapened a considerable amount by him waking up in the time of the game, like 30 minutes later, maybe. I don't know. You know, I never really bought into the Rantaro thing. The Rantaro-Kaede relationship that much. But, you know, I'm happy they're happy. Wait, those are the credits. There's still a bunch of time left. Is there more credits? Accessing message.
Hey guys, it's Val. Thank you
Oh.
so much for reading Danganronpa. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. I am so happy and thankful for the experiences I've gotten from making this, that being socially and artistically. I've met so many awesome people, and most being people I've met since Danganronpa started. I am especially glad I got to meet Barbie. I couldn't have asked for a better partner to work with for years, and while I was working with her, she was always so kind and patient with me. And she just definitely deserves to celebrate this huge accomplishment. She puts in so much work that I feel like people don't really realize how much it is. It is a lot of commitment, but to me it was very worth
It's true.
it in the end. So thank you guys again for reading, and the amount of love and appreciation we received from this, oh my gosh, it truly makes the experience so much more I don't know, worth it. But anyway, I hope my heart wasn't too unbearable in the beginning, and I appreciate you all. Bye.
Well, there we go. Very nice.
Hey everyone, this is Barbie.
Ah, we get both.
To finally talk to you all. I've never actually posted my voice before. For those of you who don't know, I'm the director of Danganronpa Redemption, and I've been the sole writer since Chapter 4. I'm also one who edited all of the slides, ran and posted on the social media accounts, and edited the YouTube videos.
That's a lot of work.
Sounds like a lot of work, but we've
Wow, that's what I just said.
And don't worry, it was work that I wanted to do. Because this project meant the world to me. I know it wasn't perfect. Believe me, I know. I was only 16 when I started Redemption, and this was the first time I had ever tried to do something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I am more than aware of its faults. I cannot look at the early chapters without dying just a little bit inside. I could make a whole video on things I do differently, and I'd be lying if I said I hadn't had difficult points in its life, but despite its flaws, Redemption is still very special to me. The amount of work and passion put into this fangin, not just by me, is something I am so proud of. Val has been incredible to work with, and I could not have asked for a better artist. They even made me these little sprites that you see right now. They were always so receptive to my requests, and this project simply would not be what it is without them. There's so many people I want to thank, too. I'd like to thank my roommates, Hannah and Amanda, for not relentlessly bullying me when they found out what I do with this. They were so supportive and cool about it, and it really meant a lot to me. Thank you to SHSL Blaze for giving this project the opportunity to reach so many more people than I ever imagined. And most of all,
That's a good channel, too.
Thank you for reading my story. I never expected it to garner as large of an audience as it did, and the fact that there's a fan base for it is still crazy.
It won a popularity poll on my channel, by the way, so.
Fan art, made an edit or a fan fiction for going, even in a really tough time. And knowing that I made something that inspired people, it's an indescribable feeling, and one that I am so thankful for. People have told me they met some of their best friends through Redemption, or that it inspired them to start their own projects. And I'm so happy for all of the good that came out of this. Because I too have met some amazing people because of this, like Kit and Mad Dinosaur. You two know you mean the world to me, and I would have never met you if it wasn't for this project. Redemption has also helped me improve so much as a creator, and even if there are things I'm not proud of, they're mistakes that I'm going to learn from and improve upon. Redemption was, in essence, a labor of love for the Danganronpa series, and I hope that's what people remember it as more than anything. If it made just
Hey, that's not bad.
just a little bit happier, then that makes everything I put into it worth it. Because that's why I create.
Oh God, I pressed a button.
Try and give people the same wonderful
Okay, we're good.
experience the stories have given me, and I hope I can continue to do so in the future. There's going to be a video uploaded immediately after this premieres, going over what I'll be doing now that Redemption is over. It'll talk about what's going on with Redemption and its next installment, highlight some other amazing
It's what?
projects
Hold
that
on.
I'm excited about, and reveal something that's going over what I'll be doing now that Redemption is over. It'll talk about what's going on with Redemption and its next installment.
Next installment?
Amazing projects that are coming out.
What? How? Everyone's alive. Oh no.
I cannot wait for you all to see it.
I'm afraid now.
Check it out. I promise it'll be worth the watch. And if you want to support me personally, my socials as well as my Patreon are on screen and will be linked in the description.
Well, there you go.
To wrap up, I just want to say one last thing. Keep creating. This community has seen so much talent and passion, and I am incredibly grateful that I got to be a part of it. So, to all of you aspiring creators out there, you can do it. It won't always be easy, but know that at the very least, I believe in you.
It's true.
And thank you for letting me tell my story.
Okay, that's really the end. Alright. Next installment. You've put the fear in me. No, everyone was so happy. And that's something that I should say as well at this point in the video. It seems how this is the end of the series completely. I know I was hard on this quite a lot, but that is because I'm hard on the things that I enjoy. I have this whole channel based on Danganronpa, and I'm constantly talking about how I did things poorly. It's only because I like to see things improve. And I know that's the cop-out answer people give when they're, being mean on purpose. But really, for the most part, this was good. I can complain about, the characters didn't get enough screen time, or, everybody's alive, and I don't like that. But really, I've been in the minority of the Danganronpa sort of community in terms of what they like and don't like, I think, for quite a bit. I whine about Danganronpa 2 all the time. People love Danganronpa 2 as their favorite one. It's my favorite one as well, but I whine about it all the time. So I just want to say, I did enjoy this quite a lot. Even if it seemed like I wasn't. It's not true. Other than Korekio Shinguji. That's not even this series' fault. It's just the character on its own. And yeah. It's going to be kind of weird not doing this anymore. I guess I'll have to put up another poll, maybe? I honestly, I didn't expect to get through this so fast. Yeah, I don't know. I talked a lot last episode about the way I feel about a lot of things. With the survivors. And I talked a lot while the series was going about the overall series. But I think I was a little spoiled after coming out of Super Danganronpa Another 2. Well, and another less so, but definitely another 2. Because those felt like Danganronpa pushed to the next, extreme of quality, right? At least in terms of storytelling. Whereas for this one, I feel like the presentation was the biggest focus. At least in terms of like, nothing ever looked bad. I'll tell you that much. And you know, there were plenty of times in something like Another 2 where something looked okay, but you know, the CGs in Another 2 were way better than the ones in Another, which is just, you know, how that works. It's the sequel to it. But it was made in RPG Maker like 2000 or something, so, you know. And it is interesting to know that the writer changed for Chapter 4. Because if I had to guess, right, and this is no judgment, right? I'm a writer, or at least primarily that's the way I look at things. So for me, this, if I was like from starting mine, what would probably be the equivalent of this would be trying to do the art myself and then failing, or at least like not achieving the potential that it could, you know. It's interesting to me that it was Chapter 4 where that would change, because to me it felt like the writing really shifted during Chapter 3 to become something a lot more cohesive, and the cases became more intriguing. You know what I mean? We have talked about how this game has like 4 sacrifice cases in a row or something, but that's fine too. I mean, it is actually kind of hard to come up with reasons people would kill each other in these games. So, you know. What was the other thing I was going to say? I can't think of it now. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know how big the reach of this series is. I've literally not really just... I'm trying to stay away from it, right? So, like, I don't want to get any spoilers. So I had no idea that this was like a huge thing. For me, I thought it might have been covered by a YouTuber that people that also watch my channel would have watched, which makes sense because it's a Danganronpa channel. But, you know, that's nice. Because you could do a lot worse, I'll tell you that. I was going to talk about the ending. That's what it was. Okay. I wasn't finished talking about the ending yet. Bringing everybody back, of course, sort of cheapens the deaths because you feel like, oh, they're fine. And I'm still a little iffy on the cloning part. I feel like that's maybe a step too far in terms of this. But it was nice to see everybody together again. I just feel like maybe we should have kept Angie and Kokichi dead, personally. But it does also answer the question I was going to put forward after this was over if it didn't go there, which is like, if they created the machine, couldn't they just create another machine and do the process again? They can clone people. They have their bodies still. Yeah. So, you know, inevitably, because of the world we set up, everybody was going to be fine. As soon as they introduced the cloning thing, it was like, oh, okay, everybody's fine. So, yeah. I don't know. It was nice to include, this is kind of funny, it was nice to include the retrospective on what the other like main characters were doing, despite the fact that they weren't like super important to the story. And when it happened, I was like, okay, so this is purely fan service, but you know what, that's fine. I will say, I've come across this phenomenon a few times now, where because I've been doing the V3 free time events yesterday and just talking about the characters. I've come across this phenomenon now where I'm like, oh yeah, I like Miyu. And then I remember what Miyu is actually like in Danganronpa V3, and I'm like, oh god, wait a second. So, you know, just like regular Danganronpa, I think I'll say this. I think I can say this, and that'll be sort of a backhanded compliment, but please don't take it that way. Just like regular Danganronpa, sometimes the story can be a little shaky, but the characters, They're always good. And that's good with me because I like characters. That's where my focus is. So yeah, that's the end of Redemption. Oh boy. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, really, because Pokemon's coming out in November, but we're still like a month away from that. So, part of me wants to do the Mahiru thing I was talking about earlier, where it's Danganronpa 2, but Mahiru is the protagonist. That could be interesting. I could do another poll and see what happens. That'll probably be what I'll do. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Oh yeah, Maki and Kaito getting back together is all I ever wanted. Okay, bye!